So Hot Takes, the hottest sports betting podcast on the planet.
I'm Sam.
I'm Luke.
And I'm Sean.
And this is Not So Hot Takes. Welcome back, folks. What a weird weekend. We got to see a plethora.
What a great weekend.
It was a good weekend.
Joe?
If you can't tell, this is the Halloween special. Sean, what are you?
I'm the bet police, so all your shitty bets, you're getting fucking arrested this time.
Luke?
Come here, ducky.
Yeah, you're getting arrested for that.
You're
Come here,
fired.
piggy.
And I am Donald Trump. So, welcome back. We're excited for this Halloween special. Let's just get right into it. I'll start it off, go through my picks. Not a great week. 5, 6, 7 losses in the column.
Loser. Joe, you're a loser.
Joe.
I didn't lose the election. I did not lose the election.
It was rigged.
Russia and
Stop
Hillary
the
Clinton.
count. Stop the count. Come on, Don.
You guys are getting me riled up. Okay. Don't talk about Kamala. Don't talk about Joe. Sleepy Joe.
Kamala's no longer black.
Oh,
One day
doesn't
she's
identify-
black. Now, one day she's Indian, now she's black. What is she? Anyways, I don't care what she is. Okay, moving into the picks. Green Bay -4. Just missed. Loss. Love got hurt. That's going to lead into a couple bets here later. But overall, good game. Green Bay wins by field goal again, and I lose by almost the hook. I had -4. So if it was 3.5, I'd feel worse. But Sean?
Oh, Jacksonville +4.5. T-Law, take me home. He tried to sell. He really did. That pick six was... no, it wasn't a pick six. It was like a pick they returned to like the 2-yard line. When I thought they really had a chance. I thought they were going to go win the game, and then they threw that pick, and then I thought they were going to lose by 40. But he covers the spread. He does what he has to do for me. Yeah, that's really all there is to it.
Luke, did you have anything?
I did, and before I hop into one of my very few losses of the weekend,
Oh, Jesus.
follow
Christ.
Not So Hot Takes on the Twitter, Not So Hot Takes 2_. Subscribe to the new YouTube channel, Not So Hot Takes. I believe that the username is Not So Hot Takes with 2 S's. Subscribe. I see you out there. All 6 subscribers that we have on YouTube. We're standing strong. I had Packers -4.5. It sucked.
Yeesh.
Great game, but I'm not upset with it because the NFL had a little fun week. Had a little good week. You know what I'm saying?
Sam, give us your next pick.
No,
Well, 6-4.
Yeah, 6-4. What was your overall record?
11-5 this weekend, but we're not going to preview the college football picks because that's going to be in a secret episode, secret surprise for the listeners
Top
and the
secret.
viewers.
Not too much of a secret anymore. I
Episode
guess,
out
but-
on Friday.
Secret,
Okay,
man.
fine. Secrets are over. 2 episodes.
Cat's
moving
out of the bag.
forward. Cat's out of the bag.
We're trying
It's out of the
something.
bag, Joe. It's out of the bag.
Good morning,
We're gonna
America.
be dropping college football picks Friday morning, NFL picks Thursday morning to get you right for the Thursday night games. So tune in Friday morning for the college football picks, and we'll review all of our picks from last week and all of our picks moving forward. But this episode is, if you're listening now, is the NFL episode. So if you don't care about the NFL and you're racist, then go to our college football picks.
Absolutely. Well, let's keep moving. My next pick, I had Buccaneers money line. I am a big fan of the money lines, but this week, this won't be a secret. I'm not a big fan of money lines this week. I did my research. Okay, I do my research, but most of these are gut feelings. Okay, which sucks because I know what the teams are, I know what they do, but then I go in and say, hey, I really think a different outcome is going to happen, but it doesn't. Almost every time. Bucks money line, L. That's all I got to say. Baker, I cannot believe. I think he has 7 picks in the last 3 games, 7 or 8. It's disgusting.
I think it's like 5 in the last 2 games.
Yeah, it's insane.
They did
9
move the ball. Watching that game, they moved the ball pretty well for being. I mean, they scored points. Like it wasn't like it was just like an absolute rock fight. But I mean, with when you have the score that they had, which I'm trying to confirm right now with my sources, which was 31-26, which is a pretty high scoring game in the NFL. I mean, they moved the ball well for that game. I thought it wasn't like overall terrible. He's having to force the ball a little bit there at the end, which is that stupid flea flicker pick that he threw. But
He forces
besides
it
that,
all game. He forces it all game. He tries to throw deep downfield and just throws into double coverage every time.
Yeah, well, I get they put up points, but this Atlanta defense is still mid as garbage. I mean, their two best players in the secondary make the plays that pretty much win them the game. I mean, if Bates and Terrell don't make those interceptions, I don't know if Atlanta walks out with a win here. But besides that, like Atlanta's the pass rush, I've harped on it before. That pass rush is terrible. I'll just go into my pick in that game really quick. I had them in a teaser leg. I teased Tampa up to 7.5. That hit. It kind of no sweat. I mean, when you have that divisional game, I know they had the 2 injuries, but I think there was maybe a little bit of an overreaction. Not enough of one, obviously, for the real line, but especially when it allows you to tease that game through 3 and 7 in a divisional game, especially at home. You love to take a spot like that, and we did. I mean, they're tight ends. Kate Otten had a great game. They can run the ball decently. They like throwing the ball to those running backs, so I don't think this offense is going to be dog shit the rest of the year if they don't get Evans back anytime soon. But it definitely takes a hit. I will say that if you have like athletic linebackers that can stop the run and stop the tight ends, they're going to be in trouble.
right.
Yeah.
I'll go to my pick with that game. I had Falcons minus 2.5. Like watching that game, like I know the final score was only a spread of 5 points, but like watching that game, I never felt like uncomfortable at like minus 2.5. Like I never felt like the Bucs were really ever in the driver's seat or that they ever really were in this game. It kind of just felt like a typical division game where it was a little bit of back and forth, but I never was really all that worried. So felt pretty good about that pick. Kind of knew what was going to happen. Bucs are going to struggle without their top 2 weapons on offense. So, but Bucky Irving cooked. I thought he had a great game.
He's a
Catching
good player.
balls. So I'm excited to watch them in the future, except when they play the Saints because they're going to mollywop us probably.
Yikers. Well, moving on. This is the only thing I'm going to say about this piss poor shit team. New Orleans sucks. Never bet on them. They're -7 this week. -7. I don't care who they play. I don't care if they play the Little Sisters of the Poor.
They kind of are.
They are the Little Sisters of the Poor. I'm not betting on this team ever again unless it's like a minus. No.
Where would
Another
you guys?
team is
Because
for some reason like -2.5. That's it. I'm done.
where would you guys power rank them? Like in serious honesty, because I saw where the NFL power ranked
Bottom
them
4.
at, but I want to hear where you guys would
Bottom 4.
put them at. There's 32 teams. You put them at 28.
Yeah, 27, 28.
I'll tell you in a half a second. With Carr back, or like based on how they were playing?
Based on a recent performance of Rattler, then putting Jake Hayner in, who Loki threw for 147 yards in like a quarter. So
I had New Orleans at 30 with the backup quarterback in, but now if you put Carr back into the offense, I have him at 24. So
yeah,
it's
NFL had him at 25. NFL had him at 25.
With Carr, they're not like their offense can't
Which he's
be
slated
this
to
bad.
he's gonna be back this week. He's slated to come back this week. So
Yeah,
I think
saw
that's
that.
why that line is that way.
Yeah, I didn't have a pick in that game. I think
I did not have a pick in that game.
I do think I have to arrest you for that being the worst pick of the week. I told you before the game it was the worst pick of the week, and then after the game, here we are.
I don't know. I think I topped it.
Just another indictment.
I know, but you might have topped it with like actual outcome, but this was the one where we went into the game like that is the worst pick I've ever heard, and the game ended exactly how we all knew it was going to end.
Well, I thought after losing 5 games in a row that you would win.
I woke up to a Sunday morning text from D-Jack. Shout out D-Jax where he was like,
Belly.
He's like, haven't won a game in 6 weeks. And I was like, man.
He's going for a walk in 6 weeks. Anyways.
Hasn't had a vegetable in 6 weeks.
Yeah, close to it. Well, we'll move right into that pick that I think Weaver's foreshadowing. I had Detroit -11. I think did you take the +11?
No. I had Detroit, Tennessee over 45.5, and that hit in the first half.
Detroit hit it by themselves.
Yeah,
it hit it it was over in the first half. That was a great. There's a text in our group chat after Tennessee tied it up 14-14 where I said, looks like Tennessee might have a decent little ball club this week because Mason Rudolph was moving the ball, and then they never scored again. Never even sniffed the red zone.
Yeah, that's something the viewers don't really know, but there is an ongoing curse of the Weaver text. Weaver sends in-game text in our group chat, and the speed that he jinxes teams and players is
Incredible.
unequivocally like it blows my mind. I've never
It's
seen anything
incredible.
like it.
Yeah, I texted Indiana like right as I got to check the score because I was with the in-laws and my mom was in town, and then Washington scored as soon as I said it, and then
They scored like
Tennessee
literally
Detroit.
the millisecond you said it. It was insane.
Yeah, there was another game too that I can't remember what it was,
Oh,
but
there's plenty.
yeah.
We'll tell them about the example that comes up this week because we know it's coming.
Okay.
I do want to swing back to what I said. I think it was last week or the week before. The Lions are the best team in the NFL, and I'll tell you why. They found a special teams, 3 touchdowns, I believe, on special teams,
No,
2
they
punt
had
returns, and a kickoff.
It was at least 2.
It was 2 punt
they had two,
returns.
but they had like 4 80-yard returns,
Insane.
which was insane.
Yeah, Goff had what, 85 passing
Tennessee
yards?
special teams
Hmm?
coordinator needs to be fired.
No, I just think the Lions are good. They have everything. They have a decent defense. Excuse me. They have an incredible offense. I think we were joking about it. I think every single player almost on the Lions offense scored
Except Goff.
except Goff.
Yeah.
Everybody got it. They're
National
best-
Tight Ends Day, all the tight ends cooked.
That's
Even
insane.
Brock Wright.
Yeah.
Brock Wright. They're the best team in the NFL, in my opinion, and they showed it. They had a -11, and they beat them by 38 points.
Yeah, something like that.
Yikes.
I don't even know.
You have anything?
No, I stayed away. I'm glad I did.
Moving on. Indianapolis, Houston, under 46. Good pick. I think I tailed Hawk on this one. This was Hawk's pick, so I'll let him get into it. But win. Great pick.
Yeah, this was the fade Anthony Richardson's offense / divisional under pick of the week. I put 2 units on it, like I said. Once again, that doesn't matter, but I just want to be transparent. That was my favorite pick of the week. Yeah, it got a little sweaty, but that game. I mean, we'll have to talk. We'll talk about it more because I have a lot to
You
say
got
about.
lucky on that fumble return for Tutty that got called back due to the flag.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
boy.
there's a little bit of fluke to it, but at the same time,
Just a little
it's-
bit. But that's
We
what
got
a
away
win's a win. We ain't
Yeah,
complaining about no wins.
The number's under 46.5. That's all I know. But
Right.
we'll have a lot to talk about because I have a lot to talk about with the Colts when we get to their game for this week.
I didn't have a peg in this game, so
So
No. Well, we can move on. Minnesota -2.5 loss. Okay. This one kind of stung. I'm looking forward to this week because of this loss. That's 2 in a row. They're going to have to get right. We'll talk about it later.
that's the same game.
But
A lot of stuff going on
game.
in the Minnesota Indianapolis game.
Yeah.
Might be the most interesting game of the week just based off storylines.
But
Yeah,
We'll get there.
I had a
Heartbreaking
pick in this
Minnesota.
game. I had the Rams +3. Took them at +3 as soon as I heard that Puka was back and was super happy. Took it out. They went outright, so can't be too upset with it. I knew it was gonna be a good week.
Super happy.
super Puka.
Oh Lord, you're under arrest. Hands behind your back.
You're fired. Is that it? Is that all we got?
That's it.
All right.
So, no, I got some more picks. Is there a way to do you?
No. Keep going.
No, just that's
Okay.
it for that game.
Arizona and Miami under 45.5. It was looking good until Arizona, for no reason, decided to make a comeback, and that lost. Great game, though. I mean, Kyler Murray was pushing the ball down the field. He kind of stepped up. He was in between being kind of a... Where did you have him in your list?
Probably in the wrong spot.
Probably. So I think he took
I
a
don't know
step
because
from
I'd
medium.
put him in the bottom of the. I'd put him in the bottom, but I mean back-to-back wins. I mean you took the 49ers, you took down the Dolphins I mean it was to his first week back. Have him at like 18,
I'll tell you where.
19.
I'll tell you where I have him.
Who? Murray?
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I'd say 16. 15, 16.
I have him at 13.
Yeah.
So similar.
Good ballpark.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have. I mean, hasn't been like terrible. Like I mean, the first couple of weeks it's just a little bit of a slower start, but I mean they're like a sneaky team in the NFC West. Like it's kind of that Like, there's no real like contender in that division right now. Like everybody was calling for 49ers. 49ers have been cheeks. They've been hurt, but I'm saying they had a good win against Dallas this week, but overall they're not. There's no like shining star. I think that division's up for grabs still.
Yeah, especially with LA getting Puka and Cooper Cup, dude. It's about to
Right.
get
That's gonna be a fun division
interesting.
to watch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Except the winner might have 9 wins.
Right. It's gonna be NFC South all over again.
Yep. Well, here we go. This is the one I'm most happy about. The craziest game. I mean, it was a shit game until the last 20 seconds. Washington money line.
Oh my God! Right side of history. How about that?
Love it. On the right side, who would have thought?
Not me.
I can't believe it. They give up a late touchdown. You think all is lost. They throw the ball. They get to like the 50. They can't score a field goal. They chuck it up in the air. Chuck it up into the air. And number 29 is waving goodbye to all his Commanders fans.
I'm blanking on his name. I know Hawk remembers his name.
Yeah, Tyreek Stevenson.
Yeah.
Tyreek Stevenson.
You Miami legend.
It's literally his job to cover the wide receiver.
Yeah. He was the backboard. He was the guy behind who knocks it down.
Every single other defender is lined up with a wide receiver except him. It's
He's the one who tips it into the air. I mean, that's karma at its finest. That's poetry. It's poetry.
Poetic justice.
Washington money line. I mean, they shouldn't have won that game. They had every opportunity to. They kicked 4 field goals, I believe. They drove down the field, which is what I'm going to talk about. We'll talk about that later. But just I don't know what to say. I mean, me and Sean were sitting there for about 40 minutes. We're like, did that really just happen?
I screamed. I got out of my chair and screamed. I'm not even kidding. Like, I had nothing in the game. I didn't care at all, and I literally got out of my chair and screamed. I couldn't believe it.
This was the most free under game I've ever watched in my life. Like, watching every time you're crossing your fingers, like, nobody scored, just take a field goal, it happened. And then it was like...
What you have it at?
I had it at 43 and a half.
Yeah, super inflated.
So... Pretty simple.
Yeah. I mean, even with Daniels in, I mean, and he didn't even look like he was restricted by.
I felt more confident in that because I was like, oh, he's probably not going to. I mean, what, they announced it Sunday morning that he was going to start. They announced it Sunday morning that he was going to start.
And so they said there's a decent shot, and then Sunday they said he's in.
Yeah. So
I'll move into my last one, and then I'll let you guys go through the rest of yours. This was a spite bet. Just not tie with Sean. I went to win. I took Dallas plus 5.5 right before the game because I saw book it with Trent. Mega nuke minus 5.5. So I was like, this is a lock. Completely blew it. I mean, they decided to score late touchdowns and drive down the field. They decided with 3.5 minutes on the clock to run the ball over 10 times. You know how many yards they got? 33. I think they ran the ball 16 times. They got 33 yards with 3 minutes left. He's got to be fired. Mike McCarthy, fired. Gone. Get him out. Done. I don't give a shit about the Cowboys, but, like, they are not that bad of a football team.
I don't know. That run game is, like...
They said they were going to establish it. I think they had a decent amount of run yards at half.
Bro, they're relying on Zeke and Dalvin Cook, and it's not 2018 anymore. Like, what are we doing?
Is it confirmed that Dalvin Cook was taking a shooter on the sideline? I saw
I think
Twitter
videos. It was pickle juice.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I was like, "Sheesh!" Like they're running on tenure.
Yeah, well, they suck. You guys,
I only got like 2 more picks, so I'll just run through.
Right.
First of all, I had San Francisco minus 3.5. I thought they'd be able to run the ball like crazy. They did. Isaac Guerrero. Putting it out there, I've been an Isaac Guerrero guy since the draft, and he looked awesome. Even with Mason out, I saw someone tweet that Jordan Mason's not real. He's just a ploy for the sports book. But Guerrero looked great. They tried to blow that game. Dear God, did they try to blow that game?
They tried to.
Kittle and the run game was just too much, and kind of what you thought would happen, kind of exactly what did happen. Me and Sam were watching that game together, and I think my favorite moment of that game was they're announcing the starting lineups and Sunday Night Football as the PFF grades, and it was like Mozzie Smith, 119 out of 119. Damn,
I'm sorry.
That was good.
Lord.
All right. I talked about my teaser earlier. The second leg of that was the Chargers -1. Also kind of just fading Sam because I knew New Orleans money line had zero chance, and it had zero chance. So that win. I'm now 2-0 on teasers on the pot. So kind of cooking right now. And then my last pick that I had was, well, I also had the under in that Arizona Miami game that Sam talked about, but that lost because Arizona came back. Miami kind of let them run the ball a little bit more than I thought. Maybe the front seven of their defense isn't as good as I thought. And leading into that, I had Miami -3. I went back and watched Tua. I think he attempted like 6 passes past 15 yards down the field, and I watched them all. They weren't good. Like they weren't. There was this one. He had one go ball to Tyreek down the sideline that he probably underthrew by a good. I think I sent you guys the video. He underthrew it by like a good 15 to 20 yards. It was ugly. And like he didn't look bad, and it's kind of just who he is. He's not going to be that guy who's going to chuck it down the field. But
Right.
when the wide receivers aren't making unbelievable plays or the scheme isn't perfect, because that Arizona defense is still god awful. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, that's all I had for the week, Weaver.
Yeah, the only bets that were not mentioned was I took Bengals -2.5, which we don't really have to get into anything. I did tweet kind of like right before I'm like, Jalen Hurts is creeping up on ass category because his first quarter looked pretty bad.
And then 37 points later.
And then
On the
and
worst
then I had the
defense in the
over
league.
47.5, which was like somewhat sweaty until the Eagles just kind of started running away with it a little bit. And then I had the Browns -9.5, Jameis Winston
Plus
legacy
9.5.
game.
Plus
Sorry,
9.5.
plus 9.5.
That would be
One outright.
outright. Damn.
One outright. That was a great game to watch. And I believe that is it. I mean, we talked. Probably my worst beat of the week was Seahawks +3. Ended up losing 31-10. So that was not,
Close. Just kind of got manhandled. Happens.
great pick. I mean, the stats pointed to Seahawks covering the spread, so I followed the stats, but Bills came to play and they took care of business. But that's all that wraps up my pick for the week. 6-4 week in the NFL wasn't great, but did the job.
Did the job. Hey.
Yeah. Tune into the second episode where Weaver actually does do well.
Yeah.
I am college football. I am Vegas.
Score is above 52%.
Oh my! What?
He's making money. Look at him.
I want to clarify this statement for a second.
Stupid.
The stat is because if you bet theoretically the same units for every play, if you hit 51% of your bets, you're still not profitable.
You have to say that these are bets at -110 odds.
Right.
That's when it makes sense.
Okay. Either way, you have to hit 52% to be profitable. It can't be 51. It has to be 52. That's the only reason I said it. So hop off my meat, and that's what I'm referring to.
Okay, Einstein.
But he cracked the code.
Let's go into our picks. I'm excited. I'm fired up. I'm really excited.
Since Luke Weaver is fired up. He's fired up. And you know what tomorrow is? Thursday Night Football on Halloween. Okay?
Spooky.
That's the wrong song, but
Houston Texans at.
Oh, by the way,
Jets.
Dodgers are up 7-6.
Oh my God!
Hell yeah.
Top 8.
Go Dodgers. Luke, fire me up. What do you got?
Well, nastiest line of the week.
Thursday Night Football. We got Jets -2, over under 42.5. I have under 42.5 points in this game. Low number. Both teams are coming off in a short week. Jets coming off a bad loss to the Patriots. I have a quick stat for you. The under has hit in the 6 of the last 7 of Houston's games. Stephon Diggs out for the season. Tank Dell's their only real person they're going to throw the ball to. Jets have their own set of problems. 42.5 seems like the right number. I kind of had this game at like 39.5. So when I saw it at 42, I felt good about it. So I think that streak of the unders are going to keep hitting in the Houstons. And Thursday night, I know it's not technically prime time, but it is prime time.
It is.
So prime time unders.
Sean, hit me.
Yeah, that's the right side. I didn't take it yet, but I was looking really heavily at that. I also had it. I think I had it at like 39 flat. Yeah, I mean, I just kind of piggybacking off what you just said. The only problem I really have is that the uncertainty with the injuries on that Jets secondary. But if they play it's a desperate team against, some may say, a fluky 6-2 team. I know, but I don't want to back the Jets with them getting points. Like, I just don't want. That's not a spot I really want to be backing this team in. But yeah,
I would say too that the Houston Texans offense, like they're 6-2, but if you watch them play, it looks like clunky almost, if that's the right
yeah,
word.
yeah. No,
It's like it's not what it was last year. I don't know what has been I don't know if it was Diggs thrown into the mix, which made it a little weird. I mean, I've said forever that he's a cancer on any team that he goes on, but I mean, for me watching it, it doesn't feel like I was watching the explosive offense that they had last year.
Yeah, I think a big thing about that was that Joe Mixon was so effective week 1, and then you took him away like immediately. Their run game was non-existent for about like the 4 or 5 week span that he wasn't playing. So him being back, I know it wasn't great. I mean, he played well last week. I think he had over 100 yards, but I think they're just still, like, you get a new guy on the team, you have to work your scheme around him. I think they're still trying to find their way. And then with the injury to Nico Collins, it's just there's been multiple wrenches thrown in this offense. I think if they got a little bit of consistency with the personnel that they have on the field, I think you'll really see them take off. But I don't know if that's going to be this week against the Jets team on a short week that's really desperate. Almost ran out of breath. A lot of yap fest right now for me. Sorry.
All right.
Talking ball.
So I will never back the Jets. This is why I took Houston's money line. Hear me out, okay?
I thought you didn't like the money line.
No, dude, this
We're
one's
over money lines.
This one's close. It's plus 110. I'm not going to take him at plus 1.5. I'm not doing it.
They're at 2.
No, it's 1.5. I'm looking at it.
On DraftKings, you could find 2.
I'm on DraftKings, and it says 1.5.
America's Sportsbook.
Number one. Got my vote. All right, listen to this. Okay, Jets struggle to stop the run. Okay, in their last 3 games, they average 125 yards on the ground a game. Last game was 136.7 yards on the ground. Joe Mixon is going to find his stride against his bad rushing defense, whatever you want to call it.
Find his stride. He's been in his stride. He ran all over the Colts last week.
Okay, and he's going to stay in his stride. Okay, Rodgers is fucking 40. Okay, he's old and he's ass. I don't want. He said something about the lights last game, how it was messing him up or something. Dude, he's a joke. Okay,
Their season's over for sure. Hirschrooms.
Their season's over. Okay, they're out Nico and Diggs. Okay, whatever. They got tanked out, and Dalton Schultz showed that he could play a good tight end last week. I would look at a little bit of props here. Maybe look at his receptions and receiving yards because it's only at like 42.5 right now. But I took the Texas money line. I think their run game will move them, and they can throw the ball to Tank Dell and Schultz. I think Tank is only at like 62.5 yards right now in the air.
And Sauce is probably going to be all over.
Yo, Sauce got cooked last week. Let's talk about this for a second. I went back and watched the replays of that game. Sauce got cooked last game. That scoring drive. Who's number 9 for the
Kayshon Boutte.
Kayshon Boutte. Did you see that double stunt move that he did on Sauce on that last? It was the last catch that he made. It was the last catch that he made right before the field goal. He put him in a blender. Sauce Gardner hit him with the.
He's looking nice.
And couldn't find him.
He's looking for the dust, man.
He got cooked all game. I don't know if what's going on, but he got destroyed all game.
There's no hope. They're not going to play at their highest level if they're already pretty much out of playoffs. They got to win what?
I think Tom Brady broke our perception about how old quarterbacks can truly play in this league.
Oh, 100%.
Because there's only a couple times where rented quarterbacks have really kind of worked out. Like if you look at like Peyton Manning when he got put on the Broncos. But there's not very many other rented quarterbacks that have worked out. Like when we look at Matt Ryan on the Colts, or we look at like when Cam Newton got rented on the Patriots, it doesn't work. And so he's going to be toast after this year. He's 40. He sucks. He is barely even thrown to the ball to the guy in Devontae Adams that he wanted so bad back on his team. They're cooked. Sam already said they're cooked. They're cooked.
They're done. Houston money line. Don't overthink it. Moving on. The first 1 o'clock game of Sunday. Luke, I hope you have a bet. Miami is in Buffalo. Somebody tell me they got something.
I have a nasty pick in this game.
I have 2.
I have a nasty pick.
I think
I have the same pick as you.
I have over 49.5.
Should I spoil it?
Here's why.
You have the under?
I got under 50.
Damn.
No.
Yes.
Okay. hold up.
Love it.
I'll go through my reasons why.
Yeah.
The over is hit in the last 9 to 10 when Miami plays in Buffalo. It's going to be 55 and sunny. Weather is not going to be efficient.
That's cold for Tua.
That is cold for Tua.
No.
Under 60, under 60, where's the problem?
Yeah,
To be sunny, it's not going to be a problem. Tua did not look great last week, and we talked about this already. I think putting another week back on him, I think that the total is a little inflated because of their 34 points against Seattle. I mean, like I said, it's an uncomfortable pick. I could see both. 49.5 is a great number to bet an under on because that is a lot of points. But I feel like every time I bet that under at 49.5, I get snake bit. And so I'm just going to roll the dice kind of on this one. A little bit of this, a little bit of rolling the dice, a little bit of blowing on it, toss them. And so I'm taking the over and just going with the stats.
Sam, you want me to run through?
Give your reasoning. Yeah.
All right, well, I'll say I got 2 picks. I have the under 50, but I also took Buffalo -6.
Yes.
Buffalo. When's the last time Miami put up a fight besides that like week 2 game in Miami? Was it last year that they beat them because the whole Buffalo team was getting cramps on the sideline because their sideline was like 110 degrees? It feels like they kind of just stomp them every time. I don't think Miami will be able to run the ball on Buffalo at all. And honestly, they won't be able to have explosive plays down the field because Tua kind of wasn't able to do it last week. So I don't see him being able to do it again this week. Sure, they'll make some plays. You have Tyreek Hill, you have Jalen Waddle. There'll be plays to be made, but this number's really high.
It is high. It feels like a trap.
Especially for a
feels like a
divisional
trap.
game. I know, but it's a divisional game. They know each other. They played each other so many times. They've given up points to each other. They know their schemes at least a little bit. And I think the kicker for me is that Buffalo's going to run on this Miami defense. And I think that they're going to slow the game down. They don't want Miami on the field, score deep, and then 3 and out because they tried to throw the ball 3 times, and then they score deep again off a Tyreek screen or something stupid. They're going to run the ball. They're going to try and control this game more than they have in the past. And they will have success. We saw Arizona have success. Arizona's run game is mediocre compared to Buffalo. It's not bad, but it's a run-of-the-mill NFL rush offense compared to Buffalo's where it's just a better run offense. James Cook is playing well.
He's pretty versatile. Like he's receiving back, he can run the ball. Like they're gonna do a lot of screens, a lot of dump offs, a lot of just short yardage. Just trying to. It's gonna be a game of inches.
I think that leans to the under because you're going to be trying to make these. I feel like they're going to lean on the run play. I think that's the biggest. It
feels like a trap. It's a trap. Oh shit! It's a trap. And it's a trap. The under is a trap.
Well,
it's gonna say something that 9 of the last 10 times Miami has played in Buffalo that the overs hit.
I think that's why the number's so high, though.
Yeah. You think?
I think so. I think so.
Cash out.
I think so. I don't know. I'm not saying cash out because I do understand where you're coming from. I thought when you said it's ugly, I thought you were going to say the under. But.
No, the not ugly pick is going to the under. I feel like that's more the right side, but I went with the stats. The 49.5.
Well, my pick is more ugly.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
I can't get in on any of these SpongeBob references. My parents didn't let me watch SpongeBob as a kid.
All right.
You're under arrest.
You're an idiot.
You're under arrest.
Yeah.
Fired.
Fuck them, boys. Oh wait, that's me. Shit.
Bills -6, and I'll tell you why. I agree with Sean. Their defense last 2 games have played great and stopped the run. I don't think I don't think the Dolphins will be able to get the run game going, and they might have to play catch up.
Their run game is high-key been terrible this year.
It has been, and they're going to have to play catch up. They're going to have to throw the ball down the field with Tua. Can't throw past 15 yards right now.
Their run game's been bad, but because either A, they've been playing down the whole time, or 2, they haven't been able to facilitate anybody because you're running through Tyler Huntley or Tim Boyle for the past however many weeks.
I know, but it's the same thing. Tua's the same thing right now. He can't throw past 15
It's
yards
not.
down the field,
It's not the same thing.
He can't scramble.
If you're comparing Tua to Tyler Huntley and Tim Boyle, you're insane.
Tua,
is not
after his 7th concussion, yes, I'm comparing them.
No,
yes.
That is asinine.
Okay, well, let me tell you this.
I understand what you're saying, but your reasoning's off. That's all I'm arguing right now is that your reasoning's off.
Okay, you said it. He couldn't throw passes 15 yards down the field, and they looked.
This is his first game back from a major concussion. They rushed him back. He has his 2nd week going.
So 2nd week, he's magically going to be okay.
He's going to be better than he was last week.
Yeah, but I don't like
Still
these
might not be
these
good.
deep balls have never been Tua's game. That's the problem. It's not like this.
Bruh, how many times has Tyreek feasted off of just deep balls and being able to
It's
burn
not
a
though.
secondary?
It's like crossers in space where he just takes off and outruns everyone. He's not. They're not. And these deep balls that he does catch is because he's like 15 yards past the secondary, and Tua throws it to him, and he stops, catches it, and goes. I don't think that Buffalo has played Miami with Tua with Mike McDaniel like 7 times, 8 times now. I don't see a world where they're like, oh, we're gonna let him run by, and then we
I don't think
really.
so either, but I think Buffalo's front seven is better than their secondary. I think that their front seven is going to be able to stop the run, but I'm not as confident they're going to be able to stop the pass if Tua is able to get at least his medium to deep pass game somewhat dialed in. But I don't think he's going to be as bad as he was last week. And I'm not like debating this at like spite, but I'm just saying like there's a lot we're just having a chat. We're just having a chat here. Don't get your panties in a wad. But I'm just saying that I think that this is going to be a lot closer than we think it's going to be.
I know.
I just think 6 points is a lot of points, especially for a divisional game.
I just think Arizona's defense to me is bottom 3 in the NFL. That's my problem, is that he didn't look that great, and now he's going to take that next step against a defense that's miles better than the one he just played, and he looked like okay against. I don't see it for me, but I'll pay to see it. That's what I'm doing. I'm paying to see it.
Yeah. I'll pay to see more than that.
All right.
Shit.
Also,
you're on the watch list, man.
I wanted to finish. Bills have outscored 4 opponents by 20 plus points this year. No team has done that except for the Lions. I don't think even the Lions have outscored 4 opponents by 20 plus points.
No, they just They outscored 1 by 40.
Yeah, it feels like more.
Yeah.
Well, 2 of them. I mean, they killed the Cowboys too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Tennessee was worse somehow.
Look, offense is hot. Josh Allen's hot. Miami's a mess. -6 Bills. It's written in the stars. We good?
We good.
Got it all out?
I got it out.
All right. Denver Broncos. Bo Nix. I love you. If you're listening, I love you.
Oh, no.
Luke is rubbing his hands together.
I don't even want to know.
Okay.
I do, though.
Broncos at Ravens. Luke, hit me.
I have 2 picks. 2 picks for the people. My first pick is under 44.5.
Yeah, saw that coming.
Okay, here's some stats though that would say otherwise. The over has hit 6 of the last 7 of Baltimore's games. I think the under is due in this game. Baltimore has the number 1 ranked run defense, and the Broncos have the number 7 ranked run defense. Baltimore's going to try to run this ball a lot, and I think what's going to happen is that the Broncos are going to try to get the run game going. And I don't know how well it's going to work. And then Bo Nix is going to have to keep doing what he's been doing, which it may work, may not work. But the under, I think, is free. That clock's just going to tick a lot. And then my second pick is going to be Denver plus 9.5.
I knew it was
which
coming.
Denver is a very quiet, like 5-3 team. Like they're 5-3, but it's a very quiet, like 5-3. Like you wouldn't think about it. Bo Nix is like getting into his groove. Kind of, he has the most passing touchdowns out of any rookie quarterback right now. I know Jaden probably would have more if he didn't get hurt last week, early in the game after they donkey stomped the Panthers. But Denver is 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games. So I think that that 9.5 is a lot of points, especially with the Baltimore team that's coming off of a. Why am I blanking on what they did last week?
They lost to Cleveland as 9.5.
I was about to say after basically going to war division battle at home makes me a little nervous because I only think there's like a handful of teams in the league where like home field really matters, and Baltimore's kind of one of them. But I think 9.5 is too many points for this Denver team that's kind of getting into their groove and looks like a lot better of a team than we saw like early in the season and that we'd like predicted for them to be. So I think 9.5 is a good number. I saw it in some books at like 8.5. So I'm glad I got it at 9.5. But yeah, I like both of those picks in this game. Those aren't any of my ugly picks, I would say, for this week.
So, do you have the under?
No, I don't have a pick in this game. This game, it makes me, it like hurts my head to think.
Makes your butthole tighten?
It hurts my head because I really don't know what's going to happen.
All right, I'll tell you what's going to happen. Over 44.5. I got it early. Here's my reasoning. Listen, okay. The Ravens are literally averaging 30 points per game. In their last 6 games, 24 points, 41 points, 30 points, 41, 35, 28. Okay? The Broncos, who you say have a top seven? You said seventh run defense.
Seventh,
Their
number
last
7
five
run
games.
defense.
Okay, yeah. The last 5 games they've played the Panthers, Saints, Chargers, Las Vegas Raiders, and the New York Jets. Okay, nobody really who's a big bad team, no big bad Wolves, nothing like that. Okay, Baltimore is going to come out and score. That's what they do. They're going to keep the foot on the gas. Okay, and then Baltimore's pass defense is terrible. Bo Nix kind of finding his stride now, finding his receivers. Ravens have only kept one team under 23 points all year. You know what team that was? The Bills, when they just had to roll me over. What the hell happened that week?
Bills.
I'm taking the over. Over 44.5. Right now it's 45.5.
Right, I've seen 46.5. I'm looking
got
at
a 44
46.5. It makes me nervous that it's at 46.5, and I bet it under at 44, but we're going to ride. I would double down at 46.5 to kind of cover the loss if I have to at 44.5. But
that did not
there's
work
no
last
reason
time.
to do it.
That did not
No,
work last
So
time.
I'm gonna sit at 44.5. Makes me wish I bet the over at 44, but I think that the under's kind of due in this game.
I don't know. You see Bo Nix's passing chart? I tweeted it out on our account, dude.
Yeah, I saw it.
Sam, time to buy in, and you kind of are. Dude, he threw ball. I know it's the Panthers. Their defense is god awful. Don't get me wrong, but just
so rookie quarterback getting into that first.
I was gonna say, just having that under your belt is so huge. Just to know that or feel comfortable doing that against an NFL defense is huge. And as Sam said, there are injuries in that Ravens pass defense. They had who was their safety last week that played? Oh God, they had a replacement safety for an injury, and he looked god awful. And I can't remember who it was. It was like an old veteran. I'm not.
I gotta take this jacket off. Sorry, viewers. I know it's sorry to ruin the Halloween surprise, but I'm sweating.
Wait for the pit stains. All right, Sam, take us to our next game.
All right, next one. Washington Commanders at the New York Giants. I'm going to come out hot with this one. I took the Commanders -3.5. I don't give a crap if they won on a Hail Mary. They're a good team. Daniel Jones is a little banged up, but he'll be fine. He looks like he's going to play. Daniel Jones is awful at home. And I'm pretty sure it's still been, over 500, 600 days that he's thrown a touchdown pass at home. Okay? The only spread that the Commanders didn't cover was week 1 against the Bucs. Week 1. Who cares? Ever since then, Jaden Daniels has been on a tear. They're 6-1. They had a little miracle game against the Bears, but they're going to come out and handle Daniel Jones. This game, you could see them win by 7-10.
Luke, what happened?
Close your mouth.
This line is at 44.5.
Oh,
I'm seeing 43.5 right now.
I'm looking at FanDuel 44.5.
Dude, it's going to be 28-9. It's going to be a joke.
44.5 seems like so many points.
So many. I thought it was little.
That's a lot of points. I had this at 38.5 in my
6
brain.
points. Take it.
I'm gonna. Never mind. I'll let
What
you
do we got?
No, so I want to hear your talk. We're
talk.
doing this together. It's not a competition. We're doing this together for the viewers. I want to hear. I want to bet this now, but Sean, I want to hear your thoughts on this as well.
First of all, I'm gonna take the Giants. That's the first thing I'm saying.
Money line?
No, not.
Oh.
I'm not you, man. It's not
Fired.
blind fire on the money line.
Fired.
I'm waiting to see how far it will go. Right now, I've seen it at 4 on some books. I'm hoping it can get to 4.5. I'm going to take the Giants. Last time the Giants and Commanders played, does anyone remember that game?
Nope.
The Commanders won. Commanders won by 2 without scoring a touchdown. They kicked 7 field goals.
Oh right.
And they won 21-19 because the Giants kicker got hurt halfway through the game, so they couldn't kick any extra points, and they had to go for 2 every single time. And so now the Giants come home and playing the same team, and it's going to get up to 4.5 off of the most miracle win possible. Literally, there's no other unless it was a Hail Mary from the 1-yard line. That's the only way. It's the most miracle win possible. Jane Daniels probably still a little banged up. The Giants are desperate. It's a divisional game. I'm going to take the Giants. I just want to see how far it will go. Secondly, I don't love it at 44.5. I don't
either. It's a goofy number. If it got to
I was gonna take the over.
If it got to 4, if it's 42.5 or something, I would have taken the over.
I'm 100% taking that over. It's at 42.5.
I'm seeing 43.5.
43.5. I mean, I have a thing where I crunch some numbers, and it spits something out at me, and it spit out like 48 at me. It's not perfect. Don't get me wrong. I did it in an Excel sheet, so it's not gospel, but there's something there. I don't know. But the one thing I am going to take is the Giants. I didn't do it yet though, but that will be it.
I'm gonna wait and see. Check the Twitter. If it goes down anymore, I'm taking the over. If it ticks up at all, I'm taking the under.
All right.
That's crazy.
Moving on.
Keep your eye on the Twitter.
Very interesting game.
Really gonna hit.
Very interesting game.
Anyways, moving on. Bounce back game. Bounce back. Come on, baby. Las Vegas Raiders at the Cincinnati Bengals. We're looking at -7 right now. Over under 46.5. It's the only one I stayed away at.
I don't have anything in this game either. Do we all three not have anything in this game?
No, I don't bet on the Bengals.
Beautiful.
Thankfully.
Okay, we had to give the people your. Let's go. It's Sean's minute. Sean,
Go ahead.
talk Bengals. Sean's minute.
Yeah, there's just this team's not that good, man. I declared the season over after week 3. It's DOA now. The front office refused to make any move. The Chiefs traded for Josh Uche for a 6th, and the Bengals have the worst pass rush, have a bottom 5 pass rush in the league, and they couldn't give up a 6th for a pass rusher. Instead, we sit on our hands and have Sam Hubbard's dead carcass of a body try to ruch the passer, where he's 6 yards away from the
like a dog
every time.
Like Kamala's chances of winning, dead.
It's a hot take. I have a hot take. That was Burrow's best game of the year so far against Philadelphia.
I didn't think he had a bad game.
I think he played his best game of the year. The run game is gone. It wasn't good to start the year, but it's genuinely gone. Like it's completely disappeared off the map. Zach Moss is terrible. Chase Brown is good if you hand him the ball from the shotgun and he runs straight up the middle. I saw something. His EPA per rush on runs from the shotgun is 0.2, and his EPA per rush everywhere else is like -0.5. And Zach Moss is like -0.3 on both. The run game is non-existent because this team refuses to like get under center and try to run a regular offense instead of just hero ball with your quarterback, which he did well, but you can only do that for so long. Like this isn't college football where you just have better players and you say, oh, well, we'll just have our better players make better plays than their worst players. Like, no, this is the NFL. You can't just rely on one guy. But there's just too many problems on this team. Too many problems with this organization. If anything, this is too many points, and I lean the Raiders, but I'm not betting on this game.
I mean, I watched the game. I
Next
thought it was
one.
a great game. I saw the game. I
I don't know
what a
he's
great game
complaining
we're
about.
watching here. It's awesome. 37-17. Jalen Hurts might be for president in a couple short years. I love that guy. I believe in him. He's not ass, Luke, or mediocre.
I love hearing the
Yeah,
Phillies
no.
fans of like Jalen Hurts is so ass, and then it's
He's
like,
not.
oh, Jalen Hurts should be MVP. It's
Yeah, it's crazy.
the same shit, different day.
You have anything, Luke?
Sirianni sucks. Oh, Sirianni's the best. I don't have anything in this game.
Sirianni sucks. I still hate him,
A little bit of consistency there.
but whatever.
Right. A little bit.
Let's move on. We got the LA Chargers at the Cleveland Browns. Okay, I got something for you boys. You guys tell me what you got.
I don't have anything in this game.
You
I don't really know how I feel about it with a 1.5 line. Chargers are, I mean, it seems like they're only really favored because of their win against a really shitty Saints, but it was like a very handled like win. I'd lean towards the Browns plus 1.5, or I would just do a pick 'em at that point. But yeah, I don't have anything in this game.
Sean?
Technically, I have 2 picks in this game. It's kind of 1, but it goes in as 2. I took the Browns plus 2. Yeah, the Chargers, they will rely on the run, and they can't run the ball. And their offensive line is pretty good, but it wasn't great last week, and there's injuries there, and there's guys coming off injuries. And then their wide receivers still are garbage. And then Jameis looked pretty good. He did. I know it's not a great spot because you're coming off that huge divisional win and now you have to go play a game.
Divisional upset.
Yeah, so it's not a great spot, but that's also why my second pick was I have them as one of two teaser legs. I tease them up to +8. I don't know the Chargers are the Chargers a good enough offense to blow anybody out besides Jake Hayner. Like I don't see a world where they're gonna blow out anyone else. 8 is a lot of points if you can get at that in a teaser. Get that through the two key numbers. Try to go for my third teaser win of the week. I'll tell you the second leg when we get to that game.
Well, I'm looking at 43.5, and I looked at the under, and I took the under, and I'll tell you why. Sean just said Chargers are going to try and rely on the run game, right? Chubb for the Browns that are going to rely on the run game as well. The Chargers, in their last 5 games, 2 of them, only 2, they scored over 15 points. Okay? They held their opponents, they held New Orleans 8 points. Arizona, 17 points.
Two of those points were a safety.
Denver, 17 points. Kansas City, 17 points. So, arguably, 2 better offenses than the Browns, and we're going to expect the Browns to come out and just score. I mean, if the Ravens secondary could just catch a ball, we wouldn't be talking about the Browns right now. Who dropped it? Jameis Winston threw a pick.
Kyle Hamilton.
Right to him. Right to him. Drop. If he catches that ball, we're not singing any praises right now. Oh, the Browns are turning around. No. If he doesn't catch that ball, we're in a whole different story. They had a late hero TD to get over 20 points. They wouldn't even broke the seal of 20 points. I think the under is a little bit of a sweat, but it's safe here.
I think your biggest sweat is Jameis throwing a pick 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might be. But let's get into something a little ugly. I mean, Dallas Cowboys and Atlanta Falcons. Someone has to have something.
I don't have anything in this game.
I also don't have anything in this game. I lean. You go, Sam.
I'll give you a lean.
51.5
And
is a crazy amount of points, though.
Huh?
Is it?
51.5 is an insane amount of points, I feel like.
52. I'm looking at 52.
52 is a key number, too.
Yeah. Look, I'll tell you one lean I have, and it's Kyle Pitts prop. I might take his receptions, and hear me out.
He's going to have 2 good weeks in a row?
Yes. Dallas cannot, they struggle with covering tight ends. Okay? I would look at his receptions or his receiving yards. They can't cite. So I have nothing in this game besides a tight end prop for Kyle.
Yo, by the way, that was a Kyle Pitts fumble. I don't care what anybody says.
It was a fumble.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
he
a
said
fumble.
that.
That was a
100%
fumble.
was.
That
We
was
said
a
that.
fumble.
I
That
saw
was a Kyle Pitts
Belichick
fumble.
was like, how do we not have a camera station on the goal line at this point? I don't understand.
Right.
And he's right.
Don't
I thought we do. I thought all pylons
The
have
pylon.
cameras. That isn't just in
Yeah.
college.
That's just in college.
That can't be right.
I'm pretty sure. Well, then why would they have not used it? Where was the
Idiots.
clip?
DraftKings. They used it.
It's insane.
But my lean, I don't really have a lean on the side. I think it's not enough. It's not enough points because I would make it like Atlanta -4 just because they can run the ball. But at the same time, it's a really good spot for Dallas. Atlanta comes off kind of a fluky win at Tampa. Not really fluky, but a little bit. They gave up a lot of points. Dallas, their passing offense looked decent. I mean, they started just force feeding CeeDee Lamb like they probably should have been the whole year. The one thing I would look at is first of all, I don't know if you guys saw that. I tweeted Bijan is -220 to score a touchdown on Sunday.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He's
That's
having
insane.
an incredible year.
Yeah.
He is, but I think my one lean I would have is Al-Jair rushing yards in this game. I think everyone's going to look at Bijan. Dallas's run defense, as we talked about a billion times, is terrible. They're really bad, especially against runs outside of the tackles, which is why I took San Francisco last week, and it's why Garendo had like 70 or 80 rushing yards. And Al-Jair has been really good outside the tackles. So that's something that I'll look at. I don't think the number came out yet, so I have to wait until the number comes out, but definitely something I'm going to look at.
Absolutely. Let's move on. The shitty Saints versus the shitty Panthers. I cannot believe, let me tell you this first. I cannot believe that bottom of the barrel teams are playing each other and one of them is -7.5. That's how shit the NFL.
It's only because Derek Carr's coming back. It's the only reason.
It is.
I don't know.
It'd be like 3.5 if Rattler
It'd be
or Hayner
less.
were starting.
It'd be less.
Yeah.
Yeah, pick
It'd
them.
be like 1.5 maybe.
Because where is this game, Carolina?
It's at Carolina.
It'd be like 1.5.
I got nothing. Literally nothing.
I don't have anything. I'm not betting with my own team in the game. I don't even know if I'm going to watch this absolute stinker of a game.
Let's
It's
just
over.
move on.
Yeah, move on. Skip it.
Shitter of the week. You're arrested.
No, there's a shittier game.
Okay.
We'll get there then.
Um,
Oh.
yeah. Last 1
The
o'clock
last
game.
1 o'clock game.
Last 1 o'clock game. New England Patriots. I'm still thinking of the shitters.
Might as well be New Orleans.
Yeah. New Orleans Patriots versus the Tennessee Titans. Do you guys got something? I do.
I'm leaning something.
I have something.
I've got something.
I'm looking at the
These
total.
are the worst 2 defenses in the NFL. Okay?
That's not true.
They're ass.
They're
No,
not good,
it's
but
not.
they're not the 2 worst defenses in the NFL.
They're ass.
Tennessee is a decent defense.
Yeah. They just don't care.
No.
It's low. Okay? 38 points. I took the under. And I'll tell you why. Do you know Tennessee is averaging 164 yards in the air, and New England is averaging 150? This is going to be a ground and pound game. It's going to end 17-14. This is going to be a joke of a game.
I'll call it a ground game. I don't know if they're going to pound. It might just be ground.
Right.
Someone's getting pounded. Under 38. I don't believe in either of these teams. Under 38. That's my pick.
Is Drake May back this week?
No, Brissett's playing.
Brissett.
And
Or
is
they're
Rudolph
pretty
probably
sure.
starting for the Titans?
Rudolph's 100% starting. Rudolph wasn't. Let's be honest. He wasn't that bad last week.
No, he wasn't. I mean, they got down
He wasn't.
early, so they were.
You said it. They gave up like 2 special teams touchdowns, and they gave up like 8 big returns. Like he was just. It was a shit show.
He was playing down the whole game, and it was just having they were just chunk the ball up.
He had more passing yards than
leaning-
Jacob.
I'm leaning the over. I'm not really waiting for any points to move. I just got to think about it a little bit longer because
Can anyone tell me what the spread's at right now?
it's at Tennessee minus 3.5.
Plus 3.5. Pats. I was
Okay.
looking at that.
I have. I took Tennessee minus 3. It's the bounce back spot of the century. I mean, you get mollywopped by a really, really good team because you can't play special teams. And New England,
Special teams, special plays, special players.
New England just beat the Jets. So New England upsets a divisional opponent at home. Now they go on the road to play a team that just got absolutely mollywopped on the road and gets to come home. And to me, as the better team, will have the better quarterback, will have the better run game, and the better defense. It feels like a smash spot. I took it at minus 3. It's at 3.5. I'd probably still take it at 3.5. I'd play it all the way up to probably like 4.5 if I had to.
Wow.
But definitely at minus 3. It felt like a smash spot to me. And the Pats. Last week I said they're banned, and then they go and win a game. I'm more than ready to fade the shit out of this team. I hate this team. That's all I'll say. Keyshawn Booty's pretty cool though. I'll give that to him.
Yeah,
It's time.
great name. It's
Luke.
time for our favorite game.
Where
the boys name the most expensive and the cheapest ticket of
Love it.
Oh, dude, I was cooking this week.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Hit me with it.
Well, what do you mean hit? You have to
Which
hit him
one?
with it.
Which one are we doing first?
It's between you two.
We always do cheaper first. It's one of the two. It has to be one of the two.
I think I know.
Go ahead, guess, because I'm picking the other one.
Saints Panthers.
It's not. That is the second cheapest.
Damn it.
Like it has to be New England, but it's in Nashville though. Everything's so expensive in Nashville, bro.
Drinks are crazily, insanely expensive. Went on a Monday, spent $135.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Is it the Bengals game?
It's not the Bengals
Oh,
game.
thank
That's actually
God.
pretty. $78.
Damn! I
That one
ain't paying for that.
One combined. What do we think? I was thinking about that.
Yeah, Cleveland Chargers.
Nope. The cheapest game to
No.
go to is
No.
Houston at the Jets.
That makes
You
sense.
can go there for $15.
Let's go.
You can walk into the Meadowlands for $15.
It's Thursday. That's crazy. No, that's crazy. That's
What
crazy.
time are you working?
I work till 7.
8:15 start. You guys could get there.
How far?
It's like 45 minutes.
Yeah, but it's New York. Driving's gonna be.
It's
shit.
Jersey.
It's Jersey.
I know where the stadium is.
$15. You can walk in there.
$15. Let's go.
Possibly.
Why?
Even if
possibly?
you show up 20 minutes late, you spent $15 to get in there.
Yeah,
We'll think about it.
dude.
We'll
$15.
We'll think about it.
Live coverage.
You can at least say
They'll-
you got
they'll-
to see Aaron Rodgers
The
play.
viewers will see. It'll be on the Twitter. It'll be on the
I
Twitter.
have
It'll be on the
I
Twitter.
have Texans money line. We should go.
We'll talk about it, man. All right, don't make me commit. I'm not
All right,
committal.
most expensive ticket. Most expensive to the ticket.
I'm not a committal guy.
I will say the price of the most expensive ticket is $177.
Green Bay, Detroit.
Sam,
Kansas City, Tampa Bay.
it is Green Bay, Detroit.
That was easy.
No,
Lambeau's crazy expensive, dude.
Kansas City's 111.
Yeah, decent.
The second most expensive is kind of crazy. It's Dallas at Atlanta,
Wow.
165.
Well, yeah, because Atlanta's
been cheap forever.
Atlanta tickets are expensive because everything in the stadium is not expensive.
Atlanta.
I don't know. Atlanta's been cheap all last year. Everything was under like $30. Everything this year has been cheap. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, let's go into the 4:00 slate.
Let's
There's
do it.
4 games.
Mm-hmm. Jaguars at Philadelphia. I have nothing. This is my own team.
I have nothing.
Nothing. But I am that's kind of crazy that we're 7.5 point favorites. I mean, we beat up on a bad team last week. Terrible team. I mean, no defense. None. Anyways,
I have a pick in this
7.5
game.
feels like a lot. Hit it, Luke.
I have Jags plus 7.5, and here's why. Jacksonville is 11-5 against the spread on their last 16 home games or road games. 11-5 against the spread in their last 16 road games. I think Jacksonville low key should have beaten Green Bay last week. And I know the line seems a little inflated due to the Eagles pretty decent win, and I think Vegas kind of still, like, no offense, Hawk, still blows the Bengals a little bit, makes them feel like they're a little bit better than what they are. So it seems like a little bit more of an impressive win.
Stop tapping my shoulder.
It seems a little inflated. Like Jacksonville is like a bad team. Like, don't get me wrong, they're a bad team. But do I think that the Eagles are a 7.5 point better team with this larger spread? No, I don't.
I do. I took the Eagles -7.
Ooh.
Jacksonville, their receivers are hurt. They have to go on the road after they almost win a big game at home. Kirk's out for the year. Brian Thomas might not play. Jordan Love got hurt, so there's even that is maybe why it was a little bit closer than it was. The Eagles are going to be able to run the ball all over Jacksonville, and I think they'll be able to throw the ball all over Jacksonville as well. Jacksonville's pass rush is absolutely god awful, and we just saw what Philly did to a team that can't get to the passer. You give Jalen Hurts time. You give any NFL quarterback that much time, it's not going to go well. And then Philly's also my second leg of that teaser I had, so I had Philly down to -1.5. Yeah, same reasons, obviously.
I like it. I really like it. Thanks, Sean.
No, I'm sure you do.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, he likes it.
I like it
All right.
so much.
Bears at Arizona, and I'm coming out hot. I don't care that they just lost off of a miracle. I'm taking the Cardinals. Okay, Arizona held the Lions to 20 points, which is a feat. And we talked about Washington having to kick field goals, but Jaden Daniels threw for over 300 yards, and they rushed for over 160. The Cardinals, they're going to put up points. They couldn't get it done in the red zone, Commanders, but whatever. I mean, Arizona also has a top 7 rush offense. They're top 7 in the league. They're going to run the ball all over the Bears. Okay, that's all I got. And the Bears, hold on, little prop. They don't score in the first quarter. They can't. So
Neither do the Eagles.
Huh?
Neither do the Eagles.
It's true.
Still no points in the first quarter.
You're wearing an Eagles hat, jackass.
He knows the team, man. He's a big fan.
Yeah.
Wait, he
No.
took Jags plus 7.5 while wearing the Eagles hat. That's
I got it
criminal.
drunkenly at a tailgate. It's a fire camo hat.
Arizona money line. I'm taking them. Give me a plus money. I got it plus money. Now the Bears are plus money. I got it Tuesday when the Cardinals were, I believe, plus 102. Now they're minus 122.
I do not have a pick in this game.
I took the Bears +1. It was my favorite pick of the week. As you can see, the Hail Mary. You fade the team that lost. You fade the team that won. You bet on the team that lost. Arizona's defense is terrible. I've talked about it like multiple times. Chicago looked good on offense, and then they hit the bye, and then they go last week. Don't look great against the Washington team. Should have won. Would have won if they didn't try to hand a handoff to their offensive lineman on the 1-yard line. You win the game if you don't do that. Fuck the Hail Mary. Fuck the little 15-yard play beforehand. You just don't hand the ball to your offensive lineman. You win the game. I think that now you get to go play Arizona, who has a bottom 5 defense. I think that they'll be able to run the ball. And Chicago's defense is very good. It is. I mean, they slowed down Washington, should have won, and Washington was arguably the best offense in the league so far this year. No, go ahead. What were you going to say? Because they did. They had 12.
Down.
They had 12 points on the last play of the game.
They almost had 500 yards combined.
Okay, but what's more important, the points or the yards?
I'm saying Arizona's going to get into the end zone. They can finish. Commanders didn't.
You think that the Cardinals are a better finishing offense than the Commanders, who are arguably the best?
I hope they finish everywhere.
Bears +1. Let's move on.
Okay. Thanks, Luke. Anyways, Detroit at Packers. Green Bay. I went. This one's gut. Not really gut, but this was like seizing the opportunity. You know what I mean? Eminem has a song about it.
All right, Jameis.
He's a bum. Detroit Lions at Green Bay. I took Lions -3.5. Love is very questionable right now, and I don't think he's going to play. Or if he is, he's going to be on whatever stilts. I don't know how to say it.
Crutches.
Stilts. I'm taking Detroit -3.5. They're the best team in the league, like I said, and they should handle the Packers by at least 7, especially if Love doesn't play. I think this is a no-brainer for me.
Uh-oh.
I have a pick in this game. I got Green Bay +3.5.
Nice.
And here's
like
why. Here's why. When I mentioned that there's only a handful of places in the league that really matter when having home field advantage, Green Bay is one of them.
It's expensive for a reason.
Lambeau Field's going to be rocking. I think even without Jordan Love, like Malik Willis didn't look like terrible. Like every game he's played in, he's played pretty decent. Green Bay, fun fact, is 20-5 straight up against the Lions every time the last 25 games they play them at home. Lions do not perform well in Lambeau. And it's a huge letdown spot for the Lions. Like coming off a really big win off of a really shit team. I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game, but I think that Green Bay is going to be able to keep it within 3.5. I think it's going to be like a shocker, probably one of the best games of the week, if not the game of the week, but it's going to be, I think Green Bay is going to be able to cover.
I don't have a pick in this game. The uncertainty at quarterback. I know the uncertainty at quarterback leads me to feel nervous about both sides. Let's be honest. First of all, Green Bay, it's like if Jordan Love plays, is he hobbled at all, or is he full good to go, or would you rather? And then you have Malik Willis. It's like, can you run your full offense? But then for Detroit, it's like, which quarterback are you preparing for? The guy that's their superstar that they hand him the ball and say, take us to the promised land, or the guy that they scheme a lot of plays for that's been very successful every time he's had to come into a game this year. It's hard for both sides, so I stay away.
I like it. Rams at the Seahawks. I think this is the last 4:25 game, 4 o'clock game. I'm going to dive right into it. I took the over at 48, and I'll tell you why. Seahawks played the Bills, correct? Right. Josh Allen was sacked 1 time. Okay, whatever. Josh Allen dropped back 36 times. Both of you, take a guess how many times he was hit. Take a guess.
2.
Close. Luke?
Fuck.
3.
0.
Oh.
He was hit 0
Wait,
times.
how was he sacked then?
Besides the 1 sack.
Oh.
I said that. Besides the 1 sack, hit
Fake
0
news.
times. Drop
Fake news, just as the media always says.
CNN.
Kamala, leader of the fake news. She's no longer black.
Why do you keep going back to that? What are we doing? All right. Indian. Anyways, Stafford's a pocket passer. He's going to have all the time in the world to throw. Kupp and Nakua are back. Okay? That offense is going to be schmoving. Okay? And the Rams' pass D is kind of ass, if we're being honest. I have them ranked around 17 to 20 in the NFL. Maybe even a little lower. I think Stafford's going to have all the time in the world, and he's going to find his receivers, which is why I was leaning money line, but now all the money went on them, so they're favorited. I'm just going to stay with the over 48. I like them. I think the Seahawks can score points because Rams are ass, their defense ass, but Stafford's going to have all the time in the world to shoot back.
I have nothing in this game.
I have nothing.
You have nothing?
Yeah, I got nothing. Damn.
Nothing.
All right.
Prime time.
Prime time. All right. Coach Prime. Anyways, the Colts are walking into Minnesota. Joe Flacco is going to be the quarterback, as announced. Okay? Minnesota Vikings, -5. Give me it. They have the most aggressive front 7 in the defense in the NFL. Okay, and they can't. You tell me they can't get to Joe Flacco, who's also 150 years old. I mean, he was around when the football was invented. Okay, this is a big bounce back spot. Lost 30-20 to the Rams, and this is their second loss in a row for a team that we were saying a couple weeks ago, holy crap, might be a juggernaut, right? They have extra rest, and they're at home. Their pass rush is going to eat Flacco alive. I thought this was a no-brainer, -5. Like,
I see where you're going there, except I think that pass rush would have been more effective against Anthony Richardson more than Flacco. Flacco's kind of a dump off king, can get the ball out pretty quick. However, against that, I am taking Vikings -5 still. I took it before they announced the Anthony Richardson out, but Vikings are 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games. I think that the bye week helps, and I think that it's going to be interesting how that organization shifts. The weird reason that I was thinking that the Colts are making this change is because let's say they've been getting blown out in every game that they had lost. They would keep Anthony Richardson in because they used him as the number 4 pick last year. They're like, we still got to develop him. But if you see, they're losing every game by 1 score. So like they're handfuls of plays away from being a totally different record of a team and being in contention. But I still think that the Vikings are, but I get so uncomfortable with this pick because I think that the Vikings are kind of frauds just a little bit. I think the Vikings are kind of fraudulent, but I'm still going to take Vikings -5. It makes my butthole tighten up, but
Sean,
Hawks coming in. He barreled his chest.
Nah, I don't have a pick in this game.
Good pick.
I don't know. I feel strongly that they shouldn't have benched Anthony Richardson for some reason. That's maybe it's a personal thing because I like him as a player. I just don't see a world where you draft a guy at 4th overall that you know is a very much a project quarterback, and then you put him out
Less
there,
than 10 games under his belt.
and you put like less than 15 total between college and the NFL. It's beyond me. And then you see him out there like a project guy. Like if you were to hear the term project quarterback, what do you think is going to be the problems? He's going to be too aggressive. He's going to try to make plays down the field that aren't there, and it's going to cost you. And his completion percentage is going to be low. Like this is exactly what you should have seen coming. I don't understand. Plus, I tweeted out that video and I explained on Twitter about how I felt about how he's playing. But even in the play that I sent, he tries to make the play down the field, which isn't technically the right play, but he puts the ball directly in the arms of his receiver, and his receiver can't make plays. And this happened multiple times in this Texans game. And they very easily could have won that game if these receivers could come down with balls that are contested. Like these receivers were not making plays for him. Don't get me wrong. He wasn't doing himself any favors. He had that one, it was like a Texas route by Josh Downs out of the backfield. And then he had his tight end on a crossing route. And they were both wide open, and he threw it directly in between of them, and neither one of them caught it. It was like, so it wasn't perfect. Don't get me wrong. That's how he has a 44% completion percentage. But there are definite plays where he makes plays down the field, and his receivers aren't helping him or making these NFL level plays. I just don't. It feels like you're doing damage to a quarterback to try to put in Flacco. Let's be honest. You put in Joe Flacco into this Colts roster. What's their ceiling? What? Honest to God, what do you think their ceiling is?
24 points.
No, I mean like for the season. Like where do you think Joe Flacco could take this Colts organization?
That's why I agree with you. I don't understand why we're putting Flacco in when their playoff chances are kind of over already.
They're not over, but I don't think they're going to win the AFC. I don't even know if they're going to win the AFC South. I think their floor is like winning a wild card game against a bad opponent. That's probably their floor.
I mean, I think they would make it there maybe and then lose. I mean, Joe Flacco, his time is up. I agree with you. If Richardson gets hurt or something, then it's okay. We have him. But the project quarterback you're talking about, I mean, I remember when the Eagles brought out Jalen Hurts. I think he had an 8-7 year, something like that.
Something like that.
8-8, whatever. Like you ride with it as a fan base.
You would think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I know that Flacco does put him in a better situation to win, but it just feels like in the long term, you're hurting your organization.
TV timeout. The Dodgers have clinched their 8th World Series title in franchise history.
Wow.
Over the Yankees.
Thank God. We can move on. We can move on to next year when the Reds are going to win. Let's go. What's that Monday night game?
Soto, he'll be in a Mets jersey.
Yeah.
We got Tampa Bay, Kansas City.
Wow. Let's talk about that one.
I got nothing.
I have not.
I got 2 picks.
Oh
my God.
I got 2 picks. I got Tampa Bay plus 9.5.
Yep.
Okay.
Too many points. I think Tampa Bay moved the ball really well, considering that the guys that they were missing. Again, yes, Atlanta's defense not very good, but stats point to Bucks are 4-1 against the spread. 4-1 against the spread. Their last 5 games that they've played against Kansas City, they play them well. It's gonna. I mean, it's prime time. I know it's gonna be interesting how this game goes, but I think 9.5 is too many points. And then I'm going to go against the primetime under trend. I got over 44.5. The number seems low, and the total's been over in 5 of the last Tampa Bay's 5 games. I think it's just the play here. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. I think both defenses aren't great.
44.5?
Yeah, it's low.
Yeesh.
Damn.
So I think the over is the right play here. But
like
those are that finalizes my picks.
I like it. Well, that's NFL. I mean, do we have any other little flukes we want to throw in there?
Nope. Follow the Twitter, not so hot takes 2 underscores. Follow the YouTube, not so hot takes. Not so hot takes is with 2 S's at the end. Like and subscribe.
And
Help us out.
please gamble responsibly. Still,
we're not professionals. Please. Tune in Friday a.m. for the college football picks. Those will be live, and those will be hopefully better than and also more entertaining than some of this football slates. The NFL slate's not great this week, so we're hoping that we can get you some better picks in college football this week.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, for now, if I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Goodbye, fellas and lady fellas.
see you, fellas.